Hey, this is Nilsson, Mad Scientist of Muscle, and what I've got for you today is a killer fat loss technique targeted by generating as much lactic acid as you can and keeping it there, essentially. This is going to burn like crazy. What we're going to be doing here is something I call heavy burns. Now, if you're familiar with the concept of burns, it's basically finishing a regular set with small, basically pumping movements in a very short range of motion, like you see people doing in calf raises, where they'll go to the bottom position and just hit reps in that bottom position until they burn out. What this is going to do is magnify that in all the other muscle groups. It's kind of like occlusion training, except that you don't have to worry about tying anything onto yourself. And occlusion training, if you're not familiar with it, is locking in those waste products into the muscle by wrapping a band around your arm or leg. Allows blood to come in, doesn't allow the waste products to come out. This is a very potent muscle building and fat burning stimulus in the body. What we're going to be doing here with this is dumbbell bench press, 20 to 30 reps in the first set, done with a fast pace, focusing just on the concentric, not on the negative, not worrying about that. We really want to just generate lactic acid through the fast pumping movement of this first set here. So I've got a pair of 65s. Part 2 here is the real key. Once you've done as many as you can and really push until the lactic acid basically stops you, basically shuts you down, immediately you're going to go to partial range lockout reps with the barbell bench press. I've got it set up in the power rack. You can use a regular bench press setup for that as well if you don't have a rack. That's no problem. Just make sure you control the weight and you can re-rack it safely. Having a spotter, very good idea for that as well. I use a rack so I don't have to worry about a spotter. Got 275 on the bar. This is going to be just the top few inches of the range of motion. You're not setting the bar down on the rails in between each rep. You're keeping it elevated. You're keeping that tension on the muscle. You're keeping that lactate and the other waste products locked into that muscle, just like you would with occlusion training. So we're really focusing on chemical bonanza here with this one. You're going to be so pumped up and swollen up and lactic acid filled that you probably won't even be able to move your arms by the time you're done one set of this. So, in a good way. Here's what it looks like. So that's the technique. As you can see, this is not unpainful. When you're doing this one, especially on the first one, you really want to push until your arms are shaking, until basically they give out because of the chemical buildup in your muscles. When you switch over to the partial range training, same deal. That's why it's important, actually, if you're going to go really heavy, to use the rack or have a spotter. So I was at 275. I'm going to lighten up the weight so I can get more reps. I think I got about maybe 8 or 9 with the heavier load. I'm going to lighten it up to 225, see if I can go for somewhat equivalent to what I got with the first set. Now here's another version you can try, using dumbbell flies for the first exercise, isolation exercise, then moving to the lockout partials after that. This will keep your chest more fatigued, so your triceps and your shoulders are able to move more weight on the partial range movement. So those are the two heavy burn methods for chest. Give both of those a try. Obviously with the press one, you can use a little bit heavier weight than with the isolation one, but definitely both worth giving a shot, and I think you're going to love them. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Now if you want to get more training videos just like this one, be sure to click on either of those two videos over on the left.